see if it does it now. Let's see. Right, there we go. Yeah. All right, now we're live. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
All right.
All right, so sorry guys, you guys missed the the opening there, but we're live now again with Josh Franco. He's here direct again. Sorry about that. It's episode 27, and we're live with the champ, WBO champ, who'll be taking on Andrew Moloney. Got that one right this time. On November 14th, from it's gonna be in the top rank bubble again.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the bubble.
Yeah,
Yes.
in the bubble. Okay, so it will be from the Top Rank bubble on November 14th on ESPN. It'll be the co-feature, which I love for that card. It'll be the co-main event against Crawford and Brooke. So we're gonna have a great night of boxing that night, November 14th. So guys, let's get in here now. Let's do this again. Sorry about the bad lead up, but we're back on live with Josh Franco. So again, Josh, sorry to ask the same question, but how are you feeling? Going into this fight, the rematch. Again, you dominated to me the first fight, and now we have the rematch here ready to go. So, what's your feelings going into this fight?
Yeah, man. Like I said before, I'm feeling very confident going into the fight. Of course, seeing what happened in the last fight, but like I said, I can't look Andrew Moloney. He's a tough fighter. He fought to the end. So, I'm like I said, I'm expecting a tough fight from him, and I'm ready for whatever.
Yeah, and again, as we said, you put on a performance where people that don't know boxing were probably thinking, oh, this kid's being served up. It's going to be an easy fight for Maloney. But the rest of us were like, man, these guys are tripping off of these cards. They're tripping off this bet. Why are they giving it such a high mark? And from what I've heard, a lot of people made a lot of money off you. I know personally some people made some money off you. So now that obviously that's not going to be the setup this time, everybody. I mean, Maloney knows who he's up against. What's what's in your mind now, seeing the difference in the way you're getting respected now? Like, how does it feel? 6 months later, you're now it's like, man, if Josh loses, that's a big upset. So, how does that feel to you personally?
I mean, just like another fight to me. I'm just gonna go in there and do what I do best. I mean, I don't feel nothing from it. I just even before the fight, I didn't feel nothing from the odds. I know what I have in myself. I know what I've been through. So, I mean, it's nothing new. Just another fight.
Yeah, and again, I mean, you went out, you put on a performance that to the people that don't know boxing, they were like, "Who is this kid?" To the people that do know it, we're like, "I told you, you don't underestimate this kid." So now again, I mean, you have, as we spoke, before it went off earlier, you have the hunted label now. You're not the hunter. Now you got the X on your back. Everybody's coming for you. But as you said, you're ready for it. You're ready to take it on. What what besides, you being ready, what has the gym, the team that you work with helped you in preparing for that? Because you got a stable full of champions there as well who can explain to you, hey, once you're on top, everybody's coming. How does that, being in that team, help you as well in this situation?
It helps a lot because I mean, Robert, especially having Robert in my corner, he knows what it takes to to be a champion and to stay champion. He always tells me, it's easier to become champion than to keep the belt. So I got to work even harder now. So to have him in my corner and to have his son Pita, Chepe, and my strength and conditioning coach Charles, all of them, they push me to be a better fighter in the gym, and they push me to the limit. So to have that team around me, and even to have world champions around me as well, it's just motivation.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we've spoke about it. It seems more to me whenever I talk to anybody from RGBA, it seems more like a family atmosphere than it does oh, we train together, we're in the gym, we're this. It always seems to me as, man, that's my little brother right there, or that's my big brother, or something like that with you guys. And is that how it feels? Because you've been there, I believe, almost all of your career. You got the nickname the Professor. You got the glasses rocking and everything, as you've explained the story. Has it always felt that way for you from the moment you stepped in that gym?
Of course, since the first day we met with Robert Garcia and his son, they nothing but good people, nothing but even meeting Mikey and Brandon Rios at the gym. They since the beginning, they're just humble people, and it's a great feeling, especially when I first met with them, just watching them on TV and and now being teamed up with them, it's still kind of crazy to me that I think about it, but I mean, like you said, now it's just it's all family. Everybody in the gym wants to see each other, win. Everybody in the gym wants to see the whole gym be successful. So I mean, it's just nothing but love in the gym.
Yeah. And as we spoke, man, your brother put on a show in his fight, and we know, it could be friendly competition, but it's also motivation. When you seen his fight and him, I mean, that was crazy how quickly it was. How much more did that make you like, oh, I'm gonna go run right now, or I'm gonna go, hit the bag? Did that give you that extra push too? Like, I gotta go. If my brother's working, I gotta work the same way. How much more did that push you?
Of course, when I saw that fight, I was just jumping and screaming. Just I had nothing but excitement in my body. When that happened, and I couldn't believe it myself. He shocked me, and it just showed me that he's on another level, and soon that he's gonna be world champion as well. So I mean, just a matter of time. But of course, now we're both more motivated coming off both of our fights, and we're pushing each other, to do even better the next fight.
Yeah, and I mean, the way it's come for some people, like the people that don't know who Josh Franco was before, the summer. The people that don't know who Bam Rodriguez is before the summer. For us, it was like, man, they've arrived. They're here. Them, everybody else is like, oh man, this kid just came out of nowhere, and we're like, nah, man. I've told you, man. I seen you when you were fighting at the Belasco to where you're at now.
Yeah,
Of course, I was watching your brother because he was your brother, and I was like, man, let me see how good this kid is. And I was like, man, these boys
yeah,
can fight. So, for me, it was like,
yeah.
man, it's cool to me to see that, to see you guys get to that point, to see you guys get the recognition you deserve. And that's one of my favorite things for me in boxing is watching the guys that I've seen from fight 1, fight 2, fight 3 to world champion, because I'm like, damn, I've seen you develop to the point that you're at now, and now you're in a spot where, should you win, you got Gallito, you got Chocolatito, you got Suarevisa, possibly even German Cajas if it happens, so many options. So, honestly, like I've told you before, man, it's always cool to see that, and then it's an honor to have you back on, especially right before your fight, man. So thanks again, and I appreciate that.
Hell yeah, bro. And I appreciate you for reaching out to me and having me on, man. I love talking boxing, so I mean,
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
yeah, definitely. So, let's get into that talk real quick, man. Do you expect anything different from Moloney in this fight? Um, Maybe in his head or his team, they're going to be telling him, hey, you overlooked him. You can't overlook him this time. Do you think he might have that thought? Or do you think he knows he's going to be in for another war, regardless of what he may think happened in the first fight?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure what he's thinking, but I know he's gonna come harder than the first fight for sure. I mean, maybe he overlooked me, maybe he didn't. I mean, I don't know, but I know that I'm gonna be more than ready than the first fight. So I mean, just I just hope for a great fight.
Yeah, and I honestly think, man, you guys are going to take the show over that night, because Crawford and Brook is a great fight. I'm pretty sure they're going to fill up the rest of the card nicely. But it's a rematch for a title, and Moloney, as you said, he's going to come harder than the first one, because he has to. He has to come harder. There's no way he could come in there and be like, I overlooked him, but if I stick to my plan, I'm going to win, because that's not going to happen. So I think you guys are going to, steal the show. There's no way you want to lose the belt. There's no way he's not going to come in there and try to do something big. So I believe in my opinion, I haven't given a prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised if possibly you stop him this time earlier because, as you said, he's gonna come with everything. He's not gonna lay down. He's not gonna, I'm gonna box this kid. He's gonna try to fight, and I think you're gonna catch him with something at some point. That's just my opinion. I'm not sure, but that's how I see it because once I seen you breaking him down, I in my head in the first fight, I said you're gonna catch him, and you nearly stopped him in the first one. But props and respect to him for getting up and finishing that fight out.
Yes, sir. I mean, like I said before, he's gonna come harder than the first fight, and I mean, I'm not really too worried about what he's gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do, and just I know that I'm gonna keep that belt.
Yep. And now, since you won it, things have changed to a certain point. What do you feel has changed for you, maybe personally and professionally, since you won that fight?
I'm sorry. What do you say?
What has changed for you personally
Mhm.
and professionally since you won the title?
Uh, Professionally, I have more opportunities. Just yeah, more opportunities. I mean, and I mean, I'm able to support my family a little bit more. With the little bit of money that I got, and just I'm just happy. That I'm world champion, and it was a dream of mine, and to be holding the belt is just a great feeling, and I don't want to let go of it, and I mean, just more opportunities are coming, and if I stay focused.
Yep. And personally, has anything changed for you with maybe walking around somewhere or being in certain spots and more people recognizing you?
Um, uh, not too much. There's some people sometimes that they
Mm.
do recognize me, and they get a picture. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, oh shit, like some people
Mhm.
they do know me, but I mean it's not too many people yet, but hopefully soon I'll be at that level.
More than likely, yeah. And then your social media, I could tell, went up a little bit after your victory. I know you got probably a good amount of followers following that win as well, right?
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
I got verified, and I got more followers now, so I mean just it's a cool feeling.
Yeah. And you know, me personally, because I know this man as well. Another thing that changed a little bit is you signed on with Rick Mirigian as I believe a manager, correct? Co-manager. Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
no,
and
he's my manager.
the manager.
Yeah,
And me
yeah.
personally, I've seen what he's been able to do with Jose Ramirez. So I know, you made a hell of a choice there in picking Rick. Was it real easy, or how did that come to be that fast? Where it was like, I want him to lead me the rest of the way.
Well, actually, Robert, he's the one that brought up the idea to me and my dad, and he asked what I thought. He explained to us everything about Rick, and me and my dad said, yeah, why not? We'll do it. Whatever Robert says, we're gonna follow whatever he says. So, of course, we talked to Rick, and we got to know him, and just it was easy. Just everything Rick was saying, just made it easy, and we signed the contract with him.
That's good. And yeah, man, I know he's going to be able to do great things for you as he's built Jose into a borderline, superstar right now. I mean, in the U.S., at least West Coast, Jose is well known. He's fought on the East Coast. He's done things. He's willing to go overseas to fight Taylor if that happens. So he's done a great job with Jose, definitely. So I know now with you added to the stable, I mean, the sky's the limit for you guys. So I mean, definitely was a solid choice there.
For sure, yeah, man.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah,
can't wait.
and I know you don't want to look past this fight, but should you win, what's the thought process after that? You're just gonna relax, or do you already have your mind rolling on everything that you have set for next year?
Of course, I'm always thinking about the future, and what I could do, and uh, you know, like I said, and like you said, I'm not overlooking Andrew Moloney, but I do have plans, to maybe unify with Ancajas, or go after Chocolatito or Estrada, any of the champions. I want to fight them. I feel like my time is now, and why wait? Why
Yeah,
wait for a later time? No, I want to go for it right now.
yeah, and then being with Golden Boy in the zone, that seems to be a pretty easy thing with Estrada or Chocolatito, but also the fact that you've worked with Top Rank would be easy to go after Ancajas as well, because he's with Top Rank and also a champion. So I mean, as you said, you want to keep going no matter what. But I know you're not going to overlook him. You're not that type of fighter, and then the team you're with is not going to let you overlook the fighter you have in front of you in Moloney. So
Of course, of course.
yeah. Now speaking about, as you said, Chocolatito and Estrada, after their fights last night, which one of them do you believe had the better performance? And how much more did that push you to put on a show on the 14th?
They both had great performances. It was surprised. I got surprised when Estrada got dropped by Cuadras. It surprised me a lot. And Chocolatito, he looked good as always. I mean,
Yeah,
he looked really good. He broke his opponent down. Tough guy. He wouldn't go down, but I mean, that's a Mexican fighter right there.
yeah,
They never go down. And they both had great performances. I would say Chocolatito had a little bit better performance, and Estrada, even though Estrada got a stoppage, I feel like Chocolatito got a better performance, and of course, it makes me want to look even better for my next fight, November 14th.
yeah. And then as we've said, you're a fighter first, but you're also a fan. So, do you think it would be any kind of maybe like in awe for a moment if you were to go up against someone like Chocolatito?
Of course, that even before my world title fight, that's a fight I wanted, and I've been saying that it would be an all out war, just nothing but punches and bunches in that fight,
Yeah,
and whoever I feel like whoever catches somebody with a good shot first is gonna be the winner.
yeah. And man, that would be a great fight just because, as I said, I've seen you grow. I've seen all of his fights. He doesn't stop coming. You don't have a quit in you either. So yeah, that would be great. So possibly maybe the middle of next year, because from what I've been told, it looks like him and Estrada will be rematched in the first quarter of the year. Now, if that fight does
Yeah.
happen in the first quarter of the year, I'm hearing it's in LA. Would you go out there and watch the fight live?
Of course, I'm a fan of the sport, so I've always been. So of course I would be there, front row watching that fight, and just hoping for a hell of a fight from both of them.
Yeah, and from what I was told too, and then what was mentioned on Twitter was that if the fight is to go down in LA, they're hoping by that point they're able to put fans in the arena, and it would be at the. I'm sorry, I'm gonna always call it the StubHub, the War Grounds. Not gonna call it Dignity Sports, whatever thing. That is the War Grounds, the StubHub for me forever, man. So I mean, hey, if it
Yeah,
happens, I don't know how, but I'm gonna make sure I'm out there too because that's gonna be one hell of a
yeah,
fight.
yep. It will. So I'll be there for sure too.
And as you said, you're a fan. Usually the eyes are always on welterweights, middleweight, heavyweight, something like that. Now with who we have, you, Chocolatito, Estrada, everybody at 115, Ancajas, as I said, and the guys that are going to be coming up, how much more does that pump you up knowing that, man, my weight class is getting looked at so much now? You're the lead, Sports Center, ESPN, The Zone, all these other channels, they're talking about 115, 115. How much more does that even give you hyped up?
Even more motivating, just that the little weights are getting that attention again. And, we're coming back, with getting the that attention that we deserve. We put on great fights, and back then they got attention and kind of went away for a little bit, but now it's back on, and now we have our opportunity to shine, and just to put on great fights.
Definitely, man. And for me, I've always been a fan of boxing, just period. Any weight, like I tell people, I don't care if it's 108 to two, whatever. Women's fighting, I love women's boxing as well, so I watch it all the time. But I've always loved the lower weight classes because, as you said, it's volume, it's nonstop, and now the difference is you guys bring power with your punches. To me, the ones that cut you up the fastest is the speed. But now it's like, oh, I'm not going to be cut. He might catch me with something. I might go down. I might not get up. I'm surprised
Yeah,
Cuadras on the second knockdown yesterday got up because he went face
yeah.
first and down. But as you said, that's the
Yep.
heart, that's the warrior mentality he got up.
Yep.
Yeah. And what's up, Santoyo Media? Saying what's up right here. And Clay Stevenson is saying what's up as well to Josh.
What up? What up?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? So,
Shout out to Clay Stevenson and Sonteo Media.
yep, definitely, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. And, man, as we said, it's getting better. The year's been weird to put it in, the to simplest of terms. This has been a tough year for pretty much everybody. But now you're
Yep.
about to have another fight. How much more blessed do you feel, with some fighters who may not have a fight this year or may just have one, that you're going to have a second fight and it's a big fight? It's not, oh, I'm just been put out there for a random match. It's a co-main event on a Crawford card November 14th from ESPN again. Last time I believe it was a Tuesday fight, right? When you won the belt?
Yeah, it was on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we understand, the situation why it wasn't Tuesday, but Saturday nights sports are the key, the lead on Saturday nights. So now you guys
Yeah.
get one of the main spots. So how does that feel? No, knowing this is another fight for you in the year that's been tough for most people, and you get the second showcase pretty much for this year.
I'm just grateful for, the opportunities that, that I'm getting and, just I feel blessed and, I thank God for those opportunities and, just, just very grateful and, I'm happy for it. And then, I just, to all the fighters out there that are waiting, just stay patient, your time's going to come and, don't worry. Just stay motivated, stay in the gym and, you're going to get that call.
Definitely, and as we said, it's been tough, but now the year is getting better. There's a lot of fights. I mean, all around this year is the end of the year has a great calendar. I mean, I know especially you seen Cepeda and Baranchek. I was fight of the year hands
Yo,
down. Um, I mean, that was hard to get there. Cuadras and Estrada, made their push into that name there. Um, but I
yo,
mean, the end of the year, you guys, next week, my one of the fights I'm looking most forward to is Urbina and Esparza next Friday night from Golden Boy on the Zone
yo,
card. With Munguia and
yo,
Toronto Johnson. It's
yeah.
like it's been tough, but now knowing because of the situation we in, the fights are like, hey, you have to put on great fights. You can't put on these things no more. You have to put on great fights, and that's how the rest of the year looks. Especially
Yep.
too, knowing him and knowing, you guys are in the same promotions. Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. That's one of the biggest fights to end the year.
Yep. And I'm just that's what boxing, needed. They
Yeah,
needed, for, all these good fights and no tuna fights, no cherry picking, just the best fight the best and right now it's a good time for, boxing's coming back like you said and I feel like more people are gonna be tuning in now because better fights are being made.
yeah,
Like that the card on October 30th. That whole card is stacked, and
yes,
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more stacked cards as well. Coming soon.
yeah, and obviously we'll speak about it as well because this is really a push that it gave too was Lomachenko and Lopez. Man, that was a good fight. It was
Yep.
a fight where everything was like Lomachenko, and then Lopez comes out and flips the script, takes over,
Yep.
and becomes a superstar at the age of 23. What was your thoughts before that fight, and did it change during and after the fight?
Well, before the fight, I was rooting for Teofimo. I was picking him to win. Even though Lomachenko, he's just top, one of the top pound for pound, fighters, and Teofimo surprised me. He dominated the fight, and I thought it was gonna be a little bit closer than it was. And I'm just like I said, he just dominated. He showed the world everything that he has, and that now he's one of the top 10 pound for pound fighters.
Definitely. And to me, shout out to everybody on the boxing chat we have Friday nights. We were speaking about that fight the day or week before, and we talked about what do we see, what do we think is going to happen, and we all went around like, oh, I see this, I see this. My thought was it was going to be competitive, close. Lomachenko was going to have a lead, and Tio towards the end of the fight was going to catch him with something, and if it didn't stop him, it would make it a draw or push to a rematch. And there was no disrespect to Teofimo because I knew he was a great boxer. I knew he was a great fighter. I just didn't honestly think he had it to hold it for 12 rounds and to do it the way he did against Lomachenko. I thought at some point Lomachenko is going to, figure it out and it's going to become a fight. But Teofimo stayed
Yeah.
calm, relaxed, poised, and just kept at it. Like he knew, okay, I'm fighting. I'm winning right now. I don't have to go out of my comfort zone right now. Keep doing what I'm doing. This
Yeah.
is my spot. So
Yeah.
definitely, man, it was one of those fights where at the end I was like, hey, I'm pleasantly surprised, but I'm happy because it just again it brought another star to the sport of boxing. And I mean almost 3 million viewers. So you can't beat
Yeah.
that, especially on a Saturday night. As I said, you guys are gonna be on now. You're gonna have so many people tuning in for Crawford Brook, but everybody that watched your card is going to be like, oh, that's that Franco kid again. Oh, okay. Oh, he's fighting Moloney again. That was a good fight. Oh, definitely, I'm going to watch it. Um,
Yup. Yup.
Now, being in that bubble, man, because I know I've talked to some people. What's like the feeling, or is there anything odd or different about there, knowing that during the week you can't really go out anywhere. You have to be secluded in that bubble. Is there something different about that, or does that help you focus a little bit more?
It was different because usually, I could have my family around me. I'm always spending time with them before the fights and after the weigh-ins and stuff. So for sure it was different. But being by myself, it did kind of make me focus more. I didn't have to. Well, I wasn't focused on my family. Spending time with my family. I was just by myself in the room and had all the focus to myself. So. I mean, it was different, but it's something that I didn't mind, and I mean, it kind of helped me, kind of made me realize, a lot too.
Yeah, that's good. So that in a way, it's different, but it's helping you get more prepared in a way. Especially during fight week
Yeah,
when you could have so many different distractions pop up. The open workouts, the media press conferences, all those things. But this one, it's more like
yeah,
it's a Zoom press conference. It's the workout, but it's
yeah,
not to that level and all that. So yeah, that's definitely a good thing.
yeah.
Let me see. I got another question here. Santoyo Media said that you guys could have gone 15 rounds that night with Moloney the way you guys were in shape, and I definitely agree, man. You look like you could have run another 5-10 miles after that fight.
Yeah, I was in great shape for that fight, and for that fight I only had about 5.5 weeks. For this fight I had 8 full weeks. So I mean I feel like I'm gonna be even more great, even more in shape for this fight than my last one.
And as you said, you have your strength and conditioning coach and Charles Trembley. Again, he comes from the Jose Ramirez lineage. So working with him, how much more has that helped you? Now that it's more than one fight, now you've been working with him more consistent. What's the difference there, and how do you feel your body changed with him being in charge of that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel that I'm getting, stronger, working with Charles, he pushes me to the limits. I mean, sometimes when I feel like the workout's over, he adds more stuff and, it's, a lot, of course I'm getting stronger, but mentally I'm getting stronger as well.
Yeah, and again, I've seen him from when he started with Jose back way back when, man, and now to see where he's at, the fighters he has, and to see the difference, as you said, when you think you're done, it's okay. No, no, we still got some more time. Get ready. So,
Yeah.
and to me, when I see things like that, I feel like it helps you guys because you get into as with the first fight with Maloney, when it got into the championship rounds, when it got into that deep water, as I said, you looked like you could have ran 5 or 10 miles at the end of the fight, and you stepped on the gas and nearly had him stopped. So I feel like that's a
Yeah.
testament to what Charles does for you guys. And you said 8 weeks now, so that's a lot more time. But
Yeah.
you've been in
Not
the
not
gym a
not
lot
only
longer,
that with Charles.
right?
Yeah, I've been in the gym longer, and I was gonna say, not even just with Charles, being in great shape, but also my corner, Robert, and
Yeah.
pushing me, those last rounds, and motivating me, to go out there and and finish strong. All of that together, it was a big help.
Yeah. And now being with, because as you said, Robert, everybody there, but one of your most vocal supporters online is Pita, as you said. So when he's in the gym with you guys, and then during fight night, how much more does he help? Because he just seems to have all that energy for you guys. How does it feel to have someone like that in your corner as well?
It's a great help, having him and Robert in my corner, all of my team. But Pita, he's always there as well, pushing me in sparring, telling me the what I need to do. Always pushing me to the limit when I'm sparring, and just it's a great help having him.
Definitely, man. And like I said, he's one of the biggest supporters of everybody in that gym, and I could always hear his voice when he's at the fights. So I could just tell that again, leading back to it, it's a family atmosphere with you guys, as opposed to it's just fights and fights and fights, and all right, go home. It just seems like family. It seems like
Yep.
even if you weren't there, like if your career was done, he'd still reach out to you and see how you guys are doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now you mentioned Brandon Rios when we were talking earlier. What's one thing that you heard from him, or that he's told you that you've used in not just your boxing career but in life in general?
Brandon, he just if anything, he just shows you not to really worry about much. He's one of those guys where he just loves to live. He just loves life. He just loves to live, and maybe that's one thing I took from him. But I mean, he always supports me. Just having his support, is just it means a lot. Especially growing up watching him being one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah, definitely. And the interactions I've had with him, that dude's funny as hell, man. He's one of the funniest people I've ever met. So definitely, man.
It's
I
crazy.
yeah, he's off the wall, man. But as you said, that's one of those guys you want on your side if something ever goes down. Just the way he is. So
Yup,
yeah, definitely,
yup.
man. That dude's funny, man. He's a classic person. One of the people that I've met in boxing that it's like when people ask me, "Oh, out of all the fighters you met, who's the coolest, funniest?" And I'm like, man, Brandon Rios is one of the funniest people I've ever met. Like he's just hilarious, man, and he does
Yeah,
it without trying. He's not trying to be funny. He's just saying things, and you're just like, "What the hell did he
yeah,
say?" Like, so,
yeah.
yeah,
That's just the way he is.
yeah, it's man, that dude's funny. Um, but now again, everything that's happened this year, you're again two fights, and now in the last, it'll be 5 months. Um, once the fight's over, and if you should come out with the victory, how much are you looking forward to just being able to take a little break, relax, enjoy the holidays, and eating whatever you want for a little bit once the time's over?
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I mean, I've been counting down the days so I could go home and spend time with my family. Just I want to get this fight over with. Just go spend time with my family. I get to enjoy Thanksgiving, and I get to enjoy the Christmas foods. So I
Yeah.
can't wait for that.
All right. So, being Mexican, man, what's the favorite food that you enjoy towards this part of the year? Coming up.
Of course, tamales. I always eat breakfast tacos when I'm back home, and just enchiladas, quesadillas, anything. I love all of it.
Yeah. Okay. We just actually had some enchiladas a couple nights ago when my lady hooked it up. So definitely, man, that's always a
Lucky,
class.
lucky.
Well, next time, man, when I hook something up, I'm gonna send it to you. But make sure you're out of camp. I'm gonna send you
Hell
the pictures
yeah.
of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Or even when I'm in camp, it's kind of motivating as well when I see pictures of the food.
Be like, oh, I can't wait till I'm done because I'm gonna eat something like that.
Yup.
Yeah, I remember when I spoke to Jamel Herring. That was one of the things he told me. He goes, as soon as I'm done, as soon as my fight's over, I'm going to Fat Burger.
Yup.
Once he got home, I was like, "Did you eat your fat burger?" He goes, "Dude," he goes, "on the way to the airport, man." He goes, "We stopped and we grubbed." So that, that's always one of my favorite questions to ask a fighter is like, "What's the food you're most looking forward to?" And everybody, pretty much everybody's like something with just steak or something that during training camp you can't touch. They're just like, man, I'm gonna tear that up as soon as
Yeah.
we get out there. So yeah,
Yep.
tamales,
Yep.
enchiladas, and all that. Yeah, as we seen with
Yep.
Mikey last night, he said he's over there tearing up some carnitas. So
Yep.
yeah,
Got to enjoy it while you can.
exactly. So anything before we head out, man, that you want to say to anybody out there, and to everybody that's gonna watch this, before your fight coming up.
Yeah, I just want to say, thank you to all my supporters, all my fans. Thank you to Mike for having me on his show. Just and make sure to tune in and don't miss a great fight November 14th. Don't miss my brother next week on a Halloween night. Don't miss
Yep.
also we have Louis Coria fighting that night as well.
Yep.
And just want to say thank you, bro, for having me again. And just talk to you soon, man. And just nothing but support on this side.
No problem, bro. And thank you, man. You're always going to be welcomed on. Thank you for actually coming on. You were one of the first world champs that I've had on the show, and I'm glad that we were able to get you back on, before your fight. And as I said, hopefully we're able to get your brother on as well sometime soon. But appreciate you coming on.
Cool.
Appreciate the support you show, bro. And always going to be, a spot for you over here. And, once the fight is done,
Yes,
I might
sir.
have to send you one of these shirts real quick, 26 Sports, have you rock it one
All
of the
right.
times you show up. So again, man,
Hell
everybody
yeah.
that tuned in, thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. All love here, guys. We'll be back next week. Again, November 14th, ESPN co-main event. The WBA champ, Joshua Franco, and Professor will be on with Andrew Moloney in the rematch, guys. Tune in. Don't miss it. And we'll be back with you guys soon. Again, thank you.